Hello friends, Cowboy Joe Boo here with the Joe Boo Sports Report, thanking you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click on the picture of me and Sean Lee so that way you can get all of your Dallas Cowboys news. Well, whether you want to hear it or not, you're going to be hearing it until Tony Romo is released. You're going to be hearing Tony Romo, Tony Romo, Tony Romo. So let's go to Mike and Mike this morning and see what they have to say on the latest.
Damian Woody.
That's it.
All right, so we spent some time talking about Darrelle Revis. Let's talk about Tony Romo, which is going to be the number one conversation, whether it should be or not, because we don't know what he has left in the tank. But we talked about this earlier. You're an expert as well. I'm not saying I'm an expert because you are an expert. What do you think the landing spot is for Tony Romo? Is it Houston?
I think Houston makes the most sense. Yeah. When you look at the Texans, listen, they got an offensive-minded head coach. They have a championship caliber defense. They have playmakers on offense, no question about that. And then if you look at it within their division, it's wide open. The division is wide open. They won a division last year, and if they get all the Houston Texans really need is a quarterback. They get a quarterback the caliber of Tony Romo. Now you're putting the Houston Texans on a different platform. They're on a whole different level with a legitimate quarterback to go along with the weapons that they have at their disposal.
What a crazy thing. Crazy thing is, you guys remember the Houston Patriots playoff game? They were in that game.
No doubt about it. Because
for half they were there with no quarterback play. No quarterback play.
Great matchups, especially from a defensive standpoint. Speaking of quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo, okay, if you're Houston and you had a chance, and I know that they probably won't trade or whatever, but if you had a choice between, say, Garoppolo and a Tony Romo, you still going with Tony Romo if you're the Texans?
Yeah, I'm going with Tony Romo. They've gone the inexperienced route with Brock Osweiler with limited snaps.
Right.
It hasn't worked out well. If you're going to trade for Garoppolo, you got to pay him money. You got to give him a whole lot of money. So if you're the Houston Texans, do you want to risk that again? I know that Coach O'Brien was up in New England,
right,
and I believe he was there with Garoppolo.
I think 1 year maybe.
Maybe 1 year. But I don't know if I'm the Houston Texans, I'm going that route again because you're basically repeating what you did with Brock Osweiler. I'd rather give me the established vet to go along with a championship defense, and let's try to go win it now.
I know what you're saying about Tony Romo, and I said this earlier. Look, Tony Romo is, I think, one of the best QBs out there. I mean, if he's not injured, right? But if he couldn't stay injury-free with a top 5 offensive line like Dallas, don't you think the best move for Tony Romo is to actually retire?
Well, I said that during the season. I thought that Tony Romo anytime you have a couple, back surgeries, anyone who's played professional ball knows that when you start messing with your back, start cutting open your back a couple times, man, that's a debilitating thing. I think he's, playing behind arguably the best offensive line in football with the Dallas Cowboys, and you've seen him time and time again, break his collarbone out for an extended period of time. I feel like the time for him to retire is now, but obviously this is a guy that's driven. He's seen the success that the Cowboys had this year. Imagine playing, second fiddle, because we as athletes know when you get hurt, you don't feel part of the team. You're off rehabbing while everyone else is practicing, playing, and you're sitting in the Dallas Cowboys are sitting there winning football games, going 13-3 in the regular season. So I'm sure, if I'm Tony Romo, I still have that desire, that burn to go out there and, you know what? I want to go out here and prove people wrong, about the whole injury thing. So let me get on with a really established team and see what I can do.
Mike and Mike brought to you by Upside. Now save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip you buy. You'll love